All right, we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are watching from in the world. My name is Geo Brandon, and you're watching the Geo Show. But before we learn more about who I am and what Geo Show is, we're going to talk about where I am. And to do that, we are going to play a game of mystery location. And we have two guest classrooms here today. We have one classroom tuning in from Illinois, Mrs. Van Laningham's class. Can you guys go ahead and give us two big thumbs up and scream if you can say hello to us? All right. And we have another class tuning in from the great state of California. And Mr. Clayton's class, can you go ahead and give us a big hello and wave your hands for us? All right. So if you are tuning in from the outside world and you do not know what a mystery location game is, it's like the game 20 questions. So each class is going to ask me one yes or no question at a time, and then I'll answer the question. And whoever guesses what country I am in right now first wins the game. So do you guys like to play games for nothing, or do you guys like to play for prizes?
Prizes!
Right, so prizes. So I do have a prize for you. It's a mystery prize. You don't know what it is. I know what it is, but it's going to be cool, and I'm going to send it to you if you win the game. So are you guys ready to get started? Give me a big old thumbs up. All right. So if you are watching from the outside world at any time in this broadcast, or if you're in the classrooms and you want to give everyone a big shout out or ask me a question, you can tweet your question to #GeoShow. Send your questions to #GeoShow, and I will bring it up on the screen and I will answer your question. So without further ado, we are going to start our game. But first, we need to decide which class is going to go first. So I'm going to ask Mr. Clayton's class. I need you to pick between two words. I need you to pick the word bologna or the word pickles. Choose bologna or pickles.
Pickles, it looks like.
Okay, pickles. And I said pickles. All right, so you guys are going to go first. So you get to ask me the first yes or no question. So whenever you're ready, you may ask away.
Are you in South America?
No, I am not in South America. All right, so I'm not in South America, so cross that off your list. Let's go over to Mrs. Van Laningham. Your class is on the clock. So talk it over, and when you're ready, ask away.
Is it hot there?
All right, is it hot where I am at? No, it is not hot where I am. Okay, back over to California, whenever you guys are ready.
Yes.
China?
Say, are you in China?
Are you in China?
No, I am not in China. I am not in China. Okay, we're going to bounce back over to Illinois, discuss it, and when you're ready, ask away.
Okay, we've got one.
All right.
Go ahead.
Are you in North America?
I am not in North America. Okay, so I'm not in North America, and I'm not in South America. So cross those off your list. And we're going back to California. We're
No.
see the light here.
Are you in Africa?
Are you in Africa, I think was the question.
Okay, I am not in Africa. No. Okay, so no Africa, no South America, no North America. That's 3 continents now.
Are you in Europe?
No, I am not in Europe. I'm not in Europe.
Loud.
Are you from Australia? The world down under?
Okay, am I from Australia or am I in Australia? I think you meant am I in Australia? So, no, I am not down under. So I am not in Australia. And we're going back to Illinois. Wow, we can travel quick with Google Hangouts.
Well, we were going to guess Australia too, so it took us a minute, but we have another one.
Are you in Asia?
Yes, I am in Asia. Okay, so we're narrowing it down. So we know I'm in Asia somewhere. I don't know.
Okay, say, are you in Russia?
Are you in Russia? Because it covers almost all of Asia.
Right. You're correct. Russia is a very large country, but I am not in Russia. I am not in Russia. Okay, back to Illinois. While you guys are thinking it over, Mr. Clayton's class said they are ready to win. All right.
Are you in South? Are you in the South?
In the south of Asia?
Yeah.
I am not in South Asia. I am not in South Asia.
Oh.
Okay, so back to California.
Okay, ask.
Are you in somewhere in Mongolia?
Okay, the question is, am I in Mongolia? No, I am not in Mongolia. Great question. So just to review, I'm not in China, not in Russia, not in Mongolia, and not in South Asia. Okay, back to you, Illinois.
East?
Say, are you in?
Are you in the East?
Yes, I am in East Asia. I am in East Asia. Okay, we're getting close. It's getting hot. It's getting hotter. Who's going to win? Back over to California whenever you guys are ready.
Are you in South Korea?
Yes, I am in South Korea. All right.
We got it. We got the
You
country.
guys win.
We won the
This-
prize. Cheering time, guys.
All right, so you guys win this round of the mystery location game. So great job to both classrooms. Great job, Illinois. Give yourself a round of applause, too. You got a lot of great clues. And I did tell you I was going to give you a prize. Nothing's in here, but I am going to send you some Korean candy. And this is a famous Korean candy, and it's called Pepero. Pepero. And if you notice, I got one here. But the candy is like a cookie. It's like a stick. And it's covered with chocolates. And what's really cool about this particular candy is it's so popular that it has its own holiday in Korea. And I'll give you a hint. You can guess what day of the year it is by looking at the shape. Okay, think about what number does this look like. Let's go over to Mrs. Van Laningham's class. What number does this stick look like?
Number 1?
Right. It looks like the number 1. So what day of the year do you think has the most ones? What about Mr. Clayton's class?
No? Anybody? No.
Is it either January or is it December?
He's asking January or December. He thinks. What day, though? January.
The first.
Okay.
January 1st.
So January 1st is a great guess because if you think about it, right? 1-1. But there is another day of the year that has more ones in it. And what do you think has more ones in it? Which class knows the answer?
I think we have a guess.
Okay.
November 11?
Right, the number 11. So what month is the number 11?
November.
Right, November. And what day of November?
Oh, he said 11. He said November 11.
Okay, right. So 11/11. So November 11th is Pepero Day in South Korea. And on Pepero Day in South Korea, everyone gives each other peperos. And it's kind of like we give each other Valentine's candy. Well, they give each other, you give your friends, you can see the back of the box. It's kind of hard to see. But you write to your friend and you give them a box of Pepero. So since Mr. Clayton's class 1, I'm going to send you guys a couple of different kinds of Pepero, and if you'll just send me your address, you email it to me, then I'll mail it out to you guys from South Korea, and you guys can tell me if you like South Korean candy or not. So, all right. So I hope everyone had fun. And if you're watching, we know that I'm in South Korea, and I told you I was going to tell you who I am and what is Geo Show and why you guys are guests on my show today. So you guys are actually participating in the first ever Geo Show. And what is Geo Show? Well, I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Okay, so you guys are going to participate in Geo Show, and Geo Show is run by me and my fiance Kelsey. Now, Kelsey is not with us today because I'm in South Korea. Does anyone have a guess what time it is in South Korea? Let's go to, let's go to Mrs. Van Laningham's class. Can you guys guess? What do you think? What time is it
What do you think?
in South Korea?
Oh, they want to quick look it up. We don't want that long. What do you think, Esmeralda? She says 5.
5
Which one?
p.m. or 5 a.m.?
5 a.m.?
Okay, 5 a.m. Not 5 a.m., but you're kind of close.
Oh, some of them looked it up. They're telling us 2:15.
Right. Okay. So it is 2:15 a.m. And what day is it in the USA? What day of the week is it? Let's go to California. What day of the week is it in California?
February 20.
No, it's the day of the week.
Oh, 25th?
What day is it?
Tuesday.
No, it's not Tuesday. Try again.
Wednesday.
There we go. Wednesday.
Right. Okay, so it's Wednesday where you guys are. What's Thursday where I am? So I'm ahead of you guys. So I'm speaking to you from the future. Whoa, that's so cool. All right, so it's 2:15 a.m. So I'm up very late, but Kelsey could not stay up late. She has to work tomorrow. So it's just me today, but she's going to be helping us out for the next 3 months. That's right, 3 months is Geo Show. And what are we doing? Well, we are traveling, and we're bringing you guys with us. So here's another shot of us traveling. Kelsey is a photographer, and she'll be mostly behind the scenes and taking gorgeous pictures to share with you guys and making awesome videos. So we know that you guys are over in the US, in Illinois and California. I am all the way over here in South Korea, pretty far away, and where I know that there's a big time difference. But starting 1 week from your today, so next Wednesday, I am going to travel to this region of the world, and I'm bringing you along with me. Okay, so in March, I'm going to Indonesia. So if you look at the bottom of the map here, all these islands that are the same color, this is the great country of Indonesia. So I'm going to head there next Wednesday. And then in April, I'm going to Thailand. And then in May, wait a minute, is this thing messed up? What? Where am I going in May? You guys are going to choose where I go in May. Not only Mrs. Van Laningham's class and Mr. Clayton's class, but every class, every kid participating in Geo Show is going to get to vote what the third country is that me and Kelsey are going to take you along for the ride on the internet. So you're going to get to choose between Burma or Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. So over the next month, the month of March, you can vote up to 1 time a day, and wherever you guys decide to send us, we are going to go. And what are we doing? Well, we're going to be making videos. We're going to be doing hangouts like we're doing now. We're going to be taking pictures. We're going to be interviewing kids your age. We're going to be interviewing adults, and you guys are going to tell us questions to ask these people, and you guys are going to learn some really cool stuff about those countries. All right, so you tell me, does this sound pretty cool for you guys? Are you down for that? Can you tell us where to go and what to do?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. What do you guys think over in Illinois? Can you help me out?
Yes.
All right. So what I want to do is I'm going for 3 months on a trip, and I can only take with me what I can carry. So I want to know if you guys were going on a 3-month trip, what would you take with you? So I'm going to go ahead and call a couple people. So I'm going to go with, first let's go with Marco. Marco and Mrs. Van Laningham's class.
Get over here.
Right? Marco, if you were going somewhere for 3 months, what would you take with you?
Xbox, soccer stuff, phone, iPad. That's all.
So we're not leaving home without our Xbox. That's understandable. I got you. All right, so what about, let's go ask Tyree. Tyree over in California. What would you take with you, Tyree, if you were going on a 3-month trip to anywhere?
A Xbox, a phone, clothes, food, water, and that's it.
That's it.
Right? Well, you're gonna have to carry a lot of water for 3 months. Luckily, they have water there, so we don't have to carry that. And let's get a couple more. What about let's go with a girl. Let's go with Alexa. Alexa over in Illinois. Alexa, what would you take with you if you were traveling for 3 months? You could not go home. What would you take?
A camera for photos, a phone, and clothes.
Right. Okay. So I'm taking all of those. We're taking a lot of camera equipment because we're shooting videos for you guys and we're shooting pictures for you guys. But and we're also taking clothes. Got to have those. Good choice. And what about Isabel? Isabel over in California. What would you take with you? 3 months on the road. You can't go home. You can only carry everything on your back. What would you take?
Food, water, clothes, a phone, and camera.
Right, great. So I'm taking all of those. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit what I'm going to take. First, okay. So first we got to have clothes, right? So this is my bag. It's not a whole lot. So I'm taking maybe like 2 pair of pants, like 2 t-shirts, a button-up shirt, and some socks. Of course, some underwear. Gotta have those, right? And a bathing suit. But that's it. That's all I'm taking as far as clothes. And I do have a light jacket because if we go up in the mountains and say, if you guys send us to Laos, it's a little high elevation and it can get chilly, even if it is in tropical weather. Other things we're taking lots of camera equipment. We got the cool GoPro. Everyone has seen these, right? And we have a couple big cameras. And here is the really cool setup that just like you guys have a phone, we have a phone. And the cool thing about the phones today is we can run a Google Hangout just like I am now from a phone if we have good enough internet connection. But on my tripod, you see I have a little speaker and I have a microphone hooked up to it. So this way I can talk to people on the street. I can talk to other students if I visit a classroom. And you guys live, if we're at the same time, you guys can ask questions to whoever we're talking to. So it's really cool. And we'll be able to, you'll send us places. You'll get to choose where we go on some of the places. So it's going to be really cool. This is called a brick, and this is a cool device that was made for use in Africa. And Africa does not have really good internet connection. So basically what this does is it creates a hotspot from 3G or from cell phone towers. And what you can do is we can do that with a phone, but what you can do is you can put a little antenna on here so it enables us to increase our range that we can get some internet connection. So we're going to see what kind of luck we can have with that. And also, I don't know, I'll probably take this sea turtle. Sea turtles are good. You never know when you need that, right? And also, a bunch of you guys, you said food and water. Yeah, probably not going to take that because they have it there. And I want to try their food. I don't want to take my food. But we always take a first aid kit. So first aid kit is a good idea to take no matter where you're going, just in case you get a boo-boo, right? So let me go over to Illinois. Do you guys have any questions for me? All right. What about? Yep, right there in the back.
Yeah, he's gonna come a little closer.
Okay.
Have you ever thought about bringing rocks from over there?
Tell him that.
Because sometimes if you bring rocks, they'll have suspicious things in them. And if it's an ugly rock, it's probably going to have something special in it.
Okay. Did you say? Did I think about collecting rocks? Okay. So I did not think about collecting rocks because I'm going to be traveling for 3 months, and that may make my bag really really heavy. But that's really cool. Do you like collecting rocks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet you. I tell you what. Just for you, I'm going to take pictures of rocks that I find in Indonesia and in Thailand and wherever you guys send me in May. I'll take some pictures of rocks for you. I can't bring you any rocks, but I'll take pictures of them. How about that?
Okay. Thank you.
All right. What about, let's go over to California, okay? Any of you guys have a question?
Yes, we do.
What is the name of the flower, and is it Korea's symbols?
The name of the flower behind you, she's asking about.
Oh, okay. So, all right, great question. So this flower, right, this is a lotus lantern, and I got this. Actually, 1, 2, 3. So I don't think I told you. I've been in Korea for 3 years. So I'm from the USA. I'm from North Carolina. I have not been home in 3 years. So I've been in Korea for 3 whole years, and this I got 2012, in May 1st, 2012. And May 1st is Buddha's birthday. And they have a really big lantern parade, a lantern festival in Seoul. And Seoul is the capital of South Korea. And on May 1st, they had this really beautiful parade. It's maybe like 3 or 4 hours long. And this is just a small one. Some of the people are carrying the lanterns. It lights up from the inside, and they gave me one of them. Actually, I got like 3 or 4. But they make these giant lanterns that roll on big floats, and just like huge tigers and dragons, and then beautiful mountain scenes, and it's gorgeous. But great question. But it's a lotus flower. Have you ever seen a lotus flower? No? All right. Let's see what kind of questions we have over on Twitter.
Sorry, I couldn't unmute our mic.
Okay, so let's see. Mr. Clayton's class said, thanks for the candy. You're welcome, guys. Don't forget to send me your address so I can send it out to you. And, all right, so we're so excited to join. And I'm glad you guys are here with us, and I hope you had fun with your first mystery location game. All right, and whoa, loving the turtle. All right, yeah, I definitely wanted to show you guys. It's a cool story behind the turtle. I found it in the garbage one day. It's a huge. This is not a fake turtle. This is a full-size taxidermy turtle. I tried to identify it. I know it's not a loggerhead, but if you see, I put a patch on his eye. He's a pirate. His name is Captain Theodorus, and just watch out. He'll take your ship. So.
We have a biologist in the room, and she said possibly a hawksbill.
Awesome. I'm pretty sure that is illegal to take into the United States. The sea turtles are endangered, so many of them are. So, okay, let's go back. Do we have any more questions about the trip coming up? Do you guys know anything about Indonesia or Thailand? No? All right. So you guys are going to get to learn a lot about these countries because we're going to bring you along for the ride. What about, let's go with Naomi. Naomi, can you tell me what is the longest trip you've ever been on? What is the longest trip you've ever been on away from home?
Tennessee.
Tennessee? Okay. And how many days was it?
It was only 8 hours.
Okay. Only 8 hours. So, what? You haven't been away from home for 3 years? I haven't seen my mother in 3 years.
Come, we have a question about that.
Okay.
I have a question.
Do you ever feel homesick?
Great question. Sometimes I do. I've never been really homesick before. I went to summer camp as a kid, and I worked in summer camp as a camp counselor, and a lot of kids get homesick, and I get it. I've never really been homesick, not too much, but sometimes I do. I have a little nephew, or two little nephews, and a little niece now, actually a couple weeks ago. So I really miss them, and I want to see them. But right, so we have a question over in California.
Yes.
Why won't, maybe you should go to Mongolia.
Mongolia.
It's not, you don't have to go to the Gobi Desert or anything. But lots of people went to Mongolia before to see the legendary Mongolian death worm and stuff, so why won't you go to Mongolia?
Mongolian death worm. Okay.
You know what? There's so many places to go, and I really want to go. Mongolia is on the list, I promise you. But this season of Geo Show, Mongolia is unfortunately not on the list. So we've been kind of secretly putting this program together for you guys, and we had to plan some stuff out. So maybe in the future, you can vote and say, hey, Brandon, you need to go to Mongolia, and I'll go there. I will. But this time we already had to plan out and line up plane flight tickets and everything. So we'll see. Get you a little bit excited about Indonesia, because Indonesia has got some really cool things. Let's play a little game. Just raise your hand. Raise your hand if you like orangutans. Does anyone like orangutans? Right. So, did you know that you can only see orangutans in the wild in 2 countries? One of those is Indonesia, and the other one is Malaysia, which is right beside Indonesia. And it's actually the same island. There's one island called Borneo, and half of it is Malaysia, and half of it is Indonesia. And they have orangutans there, the darker kind, and then they have the really orange orangutan on a different island. They also have Komodo dragons. Has anyone ever seen a Komodo dragon on TV? Yeah? So these are one of my favorite animals. I definitely want to see a Komodo dragon, but we'll see what happens. And they're a little far out of the way to get to, but I'm going to let you guys vote on it. We'll put it up there, and if you send me to see the Komodo dragons, we'll go see them. All right? Okay. You have a question in California?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Would you like to bring personal possessions from or to where you're going?
Do you like to bring any certain personal possessions? Like, do you have anything that you like to bring specifically from country to country?
Okay. I always take a journal with me, and I write down what happens just so I can read it later and remember. And obviously, my camera cameras are very important, especially Kelsey is a photographer. She's she's actually taken many cameras with her, and so those are my two things mainly: is my journal and my camera. But I was in Costa Rica one time, and I lost my bag that had my journal in it, and that's not good. But it's hard to replace a journal. You can replace a camera, but not a journal.
Well, sad.
Okay, so do we have a question? I see a hand up in Illinois, or a few hands. Whoa, what about the... Oh, we got someone.
Have you ever caught a real turtle?
Have I ever caught a real turtle? Let me think. No, I have not caught... Well, I have caught a real turtle, but I'm assuming you're talking about a sea turtle. I've never caught a sea turtle. I did used to teach marine science in the Florida Keys. I've caught sharks, I've caught seahorses, I've caught lobster, I've caught sea cucumbers, all sorts of things. But I've never caught a sea turtle.
Have you ever went to Canada?
Okay, have I ever been to Canada? Yes, but not a lot of places in Canada. I've been to Toronto and Niagara Falls, the Canadian side of Niagara Falls. But it's definitely a country I want to see more of, for sure. Okay, do we have a question in California? What about up front?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're asking about what does he speak Korean? Or any of the languages of the countries
Do you speak Korean?
or any other languages of the countries you're going to.
Chokum. So only a little bit of Korean. Korean is a difficult language to speak. It's actually very easy to learn how to read Korean. The Korean alphabet it looks hard, but once you sit down and look at it, the old saying is a wise man can learn to read Korean in a day. A not so wise man can learn it in a week. And I bet you could learn it. It's pretty easy to learn to read Korean. It's hard to speak it because some of the sounds we don't really have in English, and so it's a little bit difficult. And but yeah, so I speak a little bit, but not much. I used to speak more Spanish. I've forgotten. I haven't spoken Spanish in a while. But those are the two main ones. I do not speak any of the languages in Indonesia. They speak more than one. I want to say around 13, but I don't know. There's many languages in Indonesia. I do not speak Thai, so we'll be getting by with English for the most part, because a lot of those countries, a lot of people learn English because English is the business language of the world, and so a lot of countries learn it as a second language. Okay.
We have one more question about.
Yep.
If you go to Thailand and if you meet a Komodo dragon and like live a wild one, what would you do? Run or like what would you do? Because they are very dangerous for being a cold-blooded animal.
All right, you're right. So they are very, very dangerous. Well, hopefully I'm not the slowest person there, so I can outrun other people. But, but all joking aside, to the research I've looked in so far, if you go to the Komodo National Park, you go with a park ranger, so they kind of guide you. And my assumption would be that they would guide you to safe places and that you would be out of danger. But with that said, if I don't know, if a Komodo dragon came after me right now, I would probably run. Okay, so we are out of time, And so we have a couple classes that have to get out of here and run to lunchtime. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm going to send all the information to your teachers, and they're going to tell you. And they're going to tell you how to vote. So you guys, you need to send me somewhere. Tell me where to go. All right. And bye. Thanks for joining Geo Show.
Bye.
All right.